Right now, lawmakers want to make it easier for DACA recipients to work and study here in the Badger State.
Also, a pedestrian mall could be coming to State Street tonight. City officials discuss what it would look like.
And one local college is easing admissions to attract more students. You're watching News 3 now at 5. Well, much of the Northeast is covered in snow tonight. You know, we've had it pretty easy. We have had a pretty mild winter so far in Wisconsin. But some snow could be coming soon, Susan.
Let's get a look at your first warn forecast. Meteorologist Alex Harrington is on the weather patio. Alex?
Yeah, there, Susan and Eric, out here live on the patio. Pretty festive. We had a little bit of snow out here over the course of the weekend, but we will be adding a bit more snow to that overnight tonight. We could be looking at some pretty slick roads in some areas as we carry on into the very beginning of your Tuesday commute out there. Overall amounts about an inch, but you know, it doesn't take much to make things a little bit more on the slick side, especially for areas down towards the Wisconsin-Illinois border. We'll say from Platteville to Mineral Point to Monroe over towards Janesville. Could see that inch and a half, but things will be melting as we carry on into your Tuesday as well. So as we plan your Tuesday here, folks, temperatures starting off right around 30 degrees. We see those scattered snow showers. Those snow showers will kick on out of here with high temperatures right up around 37 degrees as we carry on a little bit later into your Tuesday afternoon. Could be seeing some snow photos here, folks. Thanks, Jolene from Austin sending us. This is what they saw yesterday when we had that 2-3 inches of snow just to the north of Madison. The heavier snow totals were to the north of Madison, but the heavier snow totals with this looks to be a little bit closer to the Wisconsin-Illinois border. Easy way to send us those weather photos, channel3000.com/weather or the First Warn weather app. Coming up in Maine weather, we'll break down that snow hour by hour. Warm temperatures are in the forecast, and then bigger fish to fry in the forecast, too. We'll be tracking and breaking down the potential for an even bigger weather system coming up next weekend. That's all coming on up.
Alex, thank you. Almost nowhere in Gaza is safe after Israel announced it is expanding its ground war against Hamas, where more than 130 Israeli hostages are still trapped.
This comes as the U.S. military deployed to the region and responding to drone attacks. CBS's Chanel Call has the details from New York.
This baby was born on the second day of the Israel-Hamas war. Now, 2 months old, he's among the injured in southern Gaza. We left the north and came here to the south, just like they asked, this father says. But this is what we found in the south. Almost no place in Gaza is safe. Israel says it's expanding its ground war against Hamas, telling those who evacuated northern Gaza to now leave parts of the south as well.
IDF forces have almost totally dismantled 2 Hamas brigades in northern Gaza in intense fighting, and we are working to dismantle the Hamas terror machine in the southern Gaza Strip too.
Doctors and paramedics at Al Ali Baptist Hospital are struggling to treat patients, including many children, after Israeli strikes in Gaza City. I don't know who's still alive and who's passed away, this man says. As the war wages on, an escalation in the region involving the U.S. Sunday, an American destroyer responded to 3 separate drone attacks on commercial ships in the Red Sea.
We have every reason to believe that these attacks, while they were launched by the Houthis in Yemen, were fully enabled by Iran.
National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan says Iran supplied the weapons and is ultimately responsible for the attacks. Chanel Call, CBS News.
Israel also accused international institutions of remaining silent about the alleged sexual violence of Hamas attackers back on October 7th. UN Women has also expressed grave concern, calling for an investigation and prosecution.
A former U.S. diplomat being charged with spying for Cuba was arraigned in federal court today. 73-year-old Manuel Rocha was arrested in Miami, according to the State Department. He served as ambassador to Bolivia from 2000 to 2002. His background also includes diplomatic work in Cuba, the Dominican Republic, Italy, Mexico, and Argentina.
This action exposes one of the highest reaching and longest lasting infiltrations of the U.S. government by a foreign agent. Specifically, the criminal complaint alleges that for over 40 years, Rocha acted as a covert agent of the Cuban government.
Rocha is a naturalized U.S. citizen originally from Colombia. More recently, he worked at a law firm in Florida.
Today, North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum announced he is suspending his campaign for president. Governor Burgum launched his campaign for the Republican nomination back in June. He did not meet the qualifications for last month's third debate and was also unlikely to qualify for this week's fourth debate down in Alabama. In a statement, he took a swipe at the Republican National Committee, saying their debate requirements are, quote, nationalizing the primary process. He went on to say none of the debate criteria are qualifications for doing the job as president.
The Supreme Court heard oral arguments today in a controversial opioid settlement that would give immunity to the Sackler family, who owned Purdue Pharma. The company which introduced OxyContin was at the center of the opioid crisis. The settlement is worth $6 billion. It would compensate victims and help fight the opioid epidemic while protecting members of the Sackler family from current and future opioid-related civil lawsuits. The question for the High Court was whether the settlement complies with federal bankruptcy code. Some justices pointed out that the agreement has the backing of an overwhelming majority of people who would potentially bring civil suits against the Sacklers. Before the Supreme Court was set to begin oral arguments, demonstrators gathered outside holding banners against Purdue Pharma. Signs read, "Deadliest white-collar criminals," the Sackler cartel, along with photos of victims of opioids.
Back home in Wisconsin, lawmakers are introducing a bill that would make it easier for DACA recipients to work and study here in the Badger State.
Political reporter Will Keneally has more on how likely we are to see these bills make it into law.
Eric and Susan, short answer is that these bills are actually very likely to make it into law. Just as a reminder, these DACA recipients are Wisconsinites with undocumented immigration statuses who came to the country when they were very young. And state law treats them differently in a couple of different ways. DACA recipients have to pay out-of-state tuition for University of Wisconsin schools. State law also prevents DACA recipients from receiving professional licenses to become things like nurses or barbers, for example. The bills introduced today would remove that restriction.
I'm a DACA recipient from Milwaukee studying secondary education at Marquette University, and my dream is to become a middle school Spanish teacher in the greater Milwaukee area. Unfortunately, like the dreams of hundreds of DACA recipients across the state who want to become teachers, doctors, nurses, or dentists, my dream is continuously put on hold due to the lack of action from our state officials.
The bills were introduced today with bipartisan support in the state capitol, and lawmakers say that the governor is excited to see these bills. All that means we are very likely to see these bills become law sometime likely next year. Reporting from the Capitol, Will Keneally, News 3 Now.
Today, Madison police are searching for the driver of a car that crashed into a residential building over the weekend. It happened on the west side Saturday night. Officers pulled the car over at the intersection of Gammon Road at Watts for a broken headlight. However, the driver sped off. The officers did not chase after the vehicle, which later crashed into the residential building on Ridge Drive near High Point Park. The car was abandoned at the scene.
An 18-year-old is dead after a rollover crash in Grant County over the weekend. Sheriff's officials say it happened just before 11:30 Friday night on Green River Road outside of Fenimore. Casey Walker was driving his pickup truck west on the road when he started swerving on gravel. Walker's truck left the road, hit a fence, went over a culvert, and then rolled into a tree. Authorities say Walker was not wearing a seatbelt and was ejected from his truck. He was taken to a local hospital with severe injuries where he later died.
A pedestrian mall is set to come to Madison's iconic State Street next summer.
It's just an experiment for now, but city officials say if it goes well, it could become permanent. Kyle Pozorski joins us live downtown with what it might look like. Kyle?
Eric and Susan, in just under a half hour, the city will be holding a public meeting here at the municipal building to share with the community their plans. They say the reason is to make State Street even more of an essential part of the community by eliminating the vehicle traffic.
we're not reconstructing the street.
Dan McAuliffe has been closely working on plans to turn the iconic State Street into even more of an icon. It's a tough task, but something he says is bringing renewed excitement to an idea that's been floated time and time again.
I think there's a lot of excitement in the community about, the potential change that could have happened or can happen now that that transit is off the 400, 500, and 600 blocks. I think this is trying to take that to kind of the next level.
McAuliffe shared with me some early concepts of what a pedestrian mall might look like. The city plans on starting small with the experiment next summer to figure out what works and what doesn't. They'll then take whatever feedback they get to make some permanent plans.
Just kind of those small little tweaks that we can do with street painting, with our gateway features that really say this is kind of a unique and special place.
But there are a few concerns. What will businesses and renters do to access their spaces on State? The city says it will likely need to be a compromise to a no-vehicle rule, only allowing them in certain hours of the day.
We really don't want to create something that is very challenging for businesses. We do need to maintain emergency access. We can't do a ton of stuff in the street, but the things that we are hoping to do, really hope to enliven the place.
The public meeting will take place at 5:30. There's also a virtual option. If you would like some early concept designs, we have a link to them on our website, channel2000.com. Reporting in Madison, Kyle Pazorski, News 3 Now.
Kyle, thank you. 94-year-old Robert Auerbach is being recognized with the Wisconsin AARP's Top Service Award. They call Robert the Piano Man for good reason. Robert plays piano for senior centers as well as assisted living and memory care facilities in the area. He volunteers to remember his late wife as they had planned to play piano together after he retired from his career as a biochemist and geneticist at UW-Madison. His daughter said that made him the perfect candidate for this honor.
I was thrilled to nominate my father for this award because when I read that it was for someone who used his talents to enrich the lives of the community through volunteering, I knew that described him. And when it said it was for someone 50 or older, and he's 94 and a half, I thought, okay, check that box. And I'm thrilled that he's getting this award in recognition of his many years of bringing joy through music and through philanthropy.
Robert decided to donate the money he won toward the UW Odyssey Project, which helps people facing adversity receive a higher education. Congratulations, Piano Man.
Very nice story. All right, Beloit College looking to attract more local students with a new admissions plan.
Rock County reporter Maddie Heimsch spoke with officials about the change and what they hope it accomplishes.
I'm here on campus where officials hope to attract more students. They tell me they value local high schoolers with academic promise. High school students from 4 counties in Wisconsin and 4 in Illinois with a GPA of 3.0 or higher will be guaranteed admission to Beloit College. The change also ensures a tuition price no greater than the University of Wisconsin-Madison or the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign in order to keep Beloit competitive when it comes to attracting students.
Our own backyard needs to understand the benefit and the value of a Beloit education all the more.
Beloit College President Eric Boynton told me the school is known through the U.S. and even internationally, but they lack a local draw. He says bringing Beloit area students to the school is mutually beneficial.
Inviting local students to the Beloit College experience is a way of introducing them to the globe. And so I just want to emphasize the international character of the college.
Boynton says the school's population is made up of almost 20% international students, serving 44 nations around the world on an intimate campus.
I didn't want to go to a big school, and Beloit's definitely not that. Very small, tight-knit community.
The admissions changes came after a recent announcement that the college would add 2 new schools in January, one for business and economics and one for health sciences, as the school continues to grow. In Beloit, I'm Maddie Heimsch, News 3 Now.
Well, after the break, we'll take a look at your first warn forecast. Meteorologist Alex Harrington predicting some light snow.
And the Badgers are losing 2 wide receivers. We'll have the details on that coming up on News 3 Now at 5.
And on Wall Street, the Dow pulls back a bit from Friday's 2023 record high close, down 41. The NASDAQ loses almost 120. S&P down 25. We'll be right back.
Art is beautiful, timeless, inspiring. Inspired by the divine. Shin Yun. Coming to Milwaukee and Madison, February 3rd through the 11th.
Donate blood at Stoughton Health's upcoming blood drive on December 15th from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. The event will be hosted at our Community Health and Wellness Center. Sign up online at bloodcenter.org.
Memories matter. This bend on Cox Hollow Lake was one of Dad's favorite fishing holes. Crest Funeral and Cremation Service helped us make sure he's never forgotten. Making it personal. It's how you heal. We are Crest. We truly believe your memories matter.
You want it, we got it, it's all here. Rosemont it. You want some ice time, a nice time, so good you posted twice time. You want some cheer? Now I'll show you where you gotta be. Tell you who you gotta see. Ooh, it's gonna make you smile. You want it, we got it, it's all here. Rosemont.
Enjoy the magic of the North Pole, just east of O'Hare, with miles of memories waiting to be made. To Rosemont it your way, start at rosemont.com.
Rosemont it.
Get the best deals of the season on a new Tempur-Pedic from Steinhoffels. Tempur-Pedic mattresses relieve pressure points and support the body as no other mattress can. And right now, you can save up to $500 on adjustable base sets. Plus, get $300 in Steinhoffels cash. Queen sets start at just $42 per month when you use 72-month financing. Hurry in, this deal won't last long. Shop in-store or online at steinhoffels.com.
Donate blood at Stoughton Health's upcoming blood drive on December 15th from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. The event will be hosted at our Community Health and Wellness Center. Sign up online at bloodcenter.org.
The highest art is beautiful, timeless, inspired by the divine. Shin Yun. Coming to Milwaukee and Madison, February 3rd through the 11th.
Executive Joe Parisi takes a bold stance against hate, directing all county departments to quit social media platform X.
But the move sparks questions about potential communication gaps in emergencies. News 3 Now finds out how Parisi will address the safety concerns tonight at 6.
Start your new day with the News 3 Now This Morning team, bringing you local breaking news, exploring all that makes our area special, and letting you know what to expect when you head out the door. The Emmy Award-winning News 3 Now This Morning, weekdays. You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Well, 2 Wisconsin wide receivers are choosing to end their college football careers elsewhere as the transfer portal opens in college football today. Badger leader and wide receiver Chimere Dike announced on social media this morning he was leaving the Badgers, putting his name into the portal as a grad transfer for his final year of eligibility. And fellow wide receiver Skylar Bell also announced he'll be entering the portal, thanking Badger Nation for an unforgettable 3 years.
Well, let's get a check on the weather now. Meteorologist Alex Harrington has the forecast. Alex?
Yeah, Susan, I sure do. Out here on the patio, feeling pretty festive. You know what would make it even more festive? If you want the snow, we got a little more snow in the forecast. All part of the 3 things that you need to know. Light snow will develop overnight tonight. A few flurries, light snow showers, inch or so of accumulation. We'll show just where that will line up in a moment. Good news is I had the orange glasses on last night because I was fast forwarding for the 40s and 50s that we'll expect later in the week. And we're watching a weather system. I'll break that one down. It could be a doozy for the Midwest. Travel Tuesday morning, folks, as we go 6 a.m., 8 a.m., noon. 6 a.m. could see some slick spots. Those slick spots could stick around till 8 a.m. on your Tuesday morning. But by noon, with temperatures rising into the 30s, I think roads will mostly be wet at that point. High-resolution radar out there, high and dry. You're probably wondering, well, where's the snow, Alex? Well, it will turn on. Don't worry. It'll get here. By the time we get into the later evening hours, wee hours of your Tuesday morning, we got that snow knocking on the door in Dane County, really across the entire county, standing that chance for seeing those light snow showers and flurries developing, continuing through 4 o'clock in the morning, continuing through 6 o'clock in the morning. So that morning commute will very likely be impacted with temperatures upper 20s to the lower 30s. That's that critical temperature where we could see some of that light snow deposit on some of those roads out there, folks, especially those overpasses, the bridges, the secondary roads. And then by the time we get later into your Tuesday, snow's adios, temperatures climbing up into the upper 30s, which is where we should be for this time of year. Here we go. Where's the snow going to line up? Right now, we're thinking along the Wisconsin-Illinois border stands the better chances for seeing that inch, maybe a little bit more than an inch. We all stand this chance of seeing the light snow tonight, but the better chances for that accumulation closer to the Wisconsin-Illinois border. Lows tonight will do 30 in Madison, 32 in Baraboo, 32 in Lone Rock, and 34 in Janesville. Janesville, you'll approach 40 on Tuesday, 37 in Madison, 40 in Lone Rock, and 30 to the north in Baraboo. That should melt that snow that does fall, except for those grassy surfaces or maybe those trees. Bigger fish to fry next weekend. First to warn on a weather system that could be impactful for much of the upper Midwest. Confidence. The system does look like there will be a system in the Midwest, but the models are varying north, south, and that will be a big factor as to whether or not we get precipitation here in southern Wisconsin. We think we will. Rain changing to some snow showers. We'll definitely be keeping an eye on that weather system. Recap, snow showers tonight, lows around 30, highs around 37. On your Tuesday, after that, there are those 40s and 50s, glorious temperatures, then that impactful weather system, and then next week, staying seasonable for this time of year. Look at this, Montello. You had 3 inches yesterday. Thanks, Lisa, for sending this photo. Probably not 3 inches in Montello tonight, but folks, hey, channel3000.com/weather. Great way to send those photos. If you got the First Warn Weather app, just load it up. Click the More button, click Submit, and we can get your photo right here on air, and I think we've got some of those. There's Lisa's photo. Peggy, thank you so much. Peggy Blue Mounds, pretty tree there. Nick, look at that. There's Santy's feeling pretty good there in that snow. Matthew, that pretty scene with those lights. Thank you for sending that, Matthew. No rainbows in the forecast anytime soon, Tori, but snow, and then that owl's feeling, I think, pretty festive on that bird feeder. Lori sending us those pretty sun photos there, folks, and Peggy, another photo with that snow melting there, and a repeat there. Again, we have over 300 photos we've just had in the past couple weeks loading up to channel3000.com. I'd love to see your photos because you know I like to talk about the weather, report the weather, and this is a great way to show the weather here, folks. And then we'll take a look at traffic. Do we have time for traffic, actually? Oh, no traffic. Well, folks, stick around. We will be right back. More news to come.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
You're the people who make junk disappear?
We brought a whole truckload of magic.
1-800-JUNK, I love you.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
At Lawton Cates, we connect you with top medical specialists after a serious injury. We hold the insurance company responsible for your lost wages and hospital bills, and we won't accept anything less than what you deserve. Your life counts. Lawton Cates.
Do you suffer with pain, numbness, and tingling in the hands or feet? Commonly diagnosed as peripheral neuropathy? Are you taking drugs such as Lyrica or gabapentin that have serious side effects and often do not relieve your symptoms? Your doctor has told you you may just have to live with the pain. Peripheral neuropathy is a result of damage to the nerves, often causing burning, weakness, pain, numbness, tingling, and the most debilitating balance problems. Our facility uses multiple therapeutic methods to help give you relief from neuropathy symptoms with no injections and no drugs. You may start seeing relief after only a few sessions. To determine if your neuropathy symptoms can be relieved, we will do a consultation to evaluate the extent of your condition. Call us today to schedule your neuropathy consultation to find out if you're a candidate for our therapy. Call today.
Whatever the holidays mean to you, get the most out of them in a new Honda. Whether it's taking in the lights with all your friends in a spacious Accord, or taking in a snow day in a rugged CR-V. Your holiday adventure awaits with a new Honda during Happy Honda Days. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
This time of year,
we gather, we celebrate, and we remember the things that matter most. For us, that's you. And you are why we do what we do. Each and every one of you are wonderful, amazing people. So we'll treat you that way on your journey of trusted care, because the way you feel matters. Unity Point Health Meritor, a partner of UW Health, know how much you matter to this world.
At Foster Funeral and Cremation Services, we honor legacies. Let us take care of the arrangement so you can focus on saying goodbye. Veteran-owned and operated. Experience exceptional care and affordable service with Foster Funeral and Cremation Services.
You're the people who make junk disappear?
We brought a whole truckload of magic.
1-800-JUNK, I love you.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Well, inflation has been somewhat cooling. That is not true at the grocery store. Food prices are up 3.3% from this time last year, according to the latest government data. Prices for meat are especially high. Today on CBS Mornings, one consumer expert explains there are other ways that are more cost-friendly to get protein in your diet.
So eggs are a great source of protein. It's complete, it's there. We love a bean, we love a legume. Meatless Mondays can happen any day of the week now. Like have breakfast for dinner.
Consumer experts recommend using shopping apps that offer rebates to save money. Adding warehouse stores like Costco are good for people who are buying in bulk. Today, music streaming giant Spotify announced it'll lay off about 1,500 employees to bring down costs. That's 17% of its headcount. Spotify swung to a profit in the third quarter thanks to price hikes in its streaming services and growth in subscribers. The company forecasts the number of monthly listeners will reach 601 million in the fourth quarter. Spotify's CEO told Reuters the company is still focusing on efficiencies to get more out of each dollar. Spotify let 600 of its staff members go back in January, 200 more in June.
We'll get a final check on your First Warn forecast when we come back.
Donate blood at Stoughton Health's upcoming blood drive on December 15th from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. The event will be hosted at our Community Health and Wellness Center. Sign up online at bloodcenter.org.
Menards has everything you need to power through the cold. Check out our great selection of Masterforce outdoor power equipment, like this 20-volt cordless snow shovel. It's powerful, efficient, and easy to use. Get yours now for $179.99. Clearing up snow has never been easier with the Masterforce 80-volt cordless snow blower. Its brushless motor is perfect for tackling the toughest winter conditions. An 80-volt cordless snow blower is available for $589.99. Plus, a Menards gift card is always a great gift idea.
Think all Medicare plans are the same? Think again. A Medicare Advantage plan from Dean Health Plan gives you the benefits you need with premiums as low as $0 a month. Medical, hospital, and prescription drug coverage comes with $0 copays for primary care doctor visits. And extra benefits can help you save even more. Get preventive and comprehensive dental, $250 for eyewear, and $750 for hearing aids. Plus, you can save on over-the-counter health and wellness items. All this and a free fitness membership at more than 20,000 locations. Call 1-866-249-1748 now to request your free Dean Health Plan Medicare Advantage Guide. That's 1-866-249-1748. Dean Health Plan, right here with you.
Progress means producing renewable fuels for trucks on the road today. We're partnering with farmers to develop these fuels using everything from plant byproducts to cow manure. And then using those fuels to help lower the life cycle carbon intensity of the transportation industry. Driving the world forward today while forging new roads to the future. That's energy in progress.
No matter what kind of store you visit, no matter what kind of tobacco you ask for, it's illegal to sell tobacco products to anyone under 21. So remember to bring your ID. It will get checked. Because in Wisconsin, 21 means 21, no matter what.
Donate blood at Stoughton Health's upcoming blood drive on December 15th from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. The event will be hosted at our Community Health and Wellness Center. Sign up online at bloodcenter.org.
Coming up on the CBS Evening News, our CBS News investigation looks at how Americans motivated by lies that the 2020 presidential election was stolen are now working to challenge other people's right to vote. What it could mean for the 2024 presidential election. That's tonight on the CBS Evening News.
And coming up tonight at 6, Dane County departments will stop posting on X, the social media platform formerly known as Twitter, by the start of the new year. Our Catherine Merck has the story coming up in 30 minutes. Stars and politicians celebrated the 46th annual Kennedy Center honors in Washington, D.C. last night.
It's always an iconic group, and this year is no exception. The honorees included singer Dionne Warwick, comedian Billy Crystal, hip-hop artist turned actress Queen Latifah, opera performer Renee Fleming, and singer-songwriter Barry Gibbs of the Bee Gees.
The 46th annual Kennedy Center honors will air on CBS December 27th.
Let's go to Alex. Final check of the forecast on the patio.
Yeah, Eric, no snow out here now, but we will see some snow in the forecast. Slick spots are expected by 6 a.m., lasting through 8 a.m. on that morning commute. Wet roads by noon there, folks. Nothing out there on high-resolution radar right now. But by the time we get to 12 o'clock, snow moving in, snow around 4 o'clock, lasting through 6 and 8 a.m.
All right, we're back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6. CBS Evening News is next.